Rotoscoping. So we've been talking about animation and video effects for quite some time now. And well, let's keep the ball rolling, shall we? So have you heard about the term rotoscoping? No? Well, it's only one of those techniques that movie makers have been using for a long time. Maybe you like watching stuff like animated shows. Or how about lightsaber battles? Yes! All of these types of effects are products of the technique known as rotoscoping, or roto for short. Basically, it is an animation technique where live footage is traced over frame by frame. Roto is utilized when realistic action is required, and it's a painstaking process. The technique was originally done using a glass panel, where live shot footage was projected on. This allows artists to literally trace over the footage, to create a fluid, almost lifelike animation. Sometimes the technique is also used to add in special effects, such as laser beams and other forms of similar effects. The projector setup itself is called the rotoscope. But through frequent use in the industry, the term rotoscope also became synonymous with the technique itself. Today, the technique is still used, but this time with the help of computers. Software now allows artists to virtually manipulate the footage by creating elements or mats over live action footage. The original technique, however, was invented by Max Fleischer way back in 1915 and was used in the Out of Inkwell animated series. The process was simply known as the Fleischer process, and their studio had exclusive rights to it because of the patents at that time. That is until 1934, when the patent finally expired, which opened the technology to other studios. Studios would go on and produce many animated films using the technique, most notably Popeye and Betty Boop cartoons, Snow White, Superman, and Gulliver's Travels, just to name a few. Here's a quick example of animation done using the rotoscoping technique. Notice how it's important for the artists to get the edges traced properly. The medium makes it so that even pencil drawings appear to jump into life. Here's another example, this time using software. Fans of sci-fi probably know this as the lightsaber effect from Star Wars. In this scene, our subject swings his sword back and forth. And as you can see, the beam is consistent with the direction. So while the footage shows a person with a sword, it's actually a matter of creating a mat for the beam, and then having the visual effects artist trace this beam over the movement of the sword frame by frame. After that's done, the beam's movement is played over the live footage. And voila! Instant lightsaber thanks to rotoscoping. Seems easy enough? Well, it's just a matter of tracing. But remember, rotoscoping requires a lot of patience. You will be tracing all the frames after all. So the length of the time required to work on a video will depend on the overall video itself. So if you're up to it, maybe you can try it out. There are tons of free software and apps that can get you started. And who knows what creative animation masterpieces you can come up with.